Good morning and sliding into afternoon. It's not as bright today because I think we might get some rain. It's very dark and overcast last night. So, whoop, whoop. I should last night right now. So, whoop, whoop. So, hopefully, we're getting some rain because we desperately need it. Judy Allen here, also known as Nana, Zoe and Nana Stamping up here in San Antonio, Texas. And you can also find me on Adventurous Stamping. So, today it's all about Nana teaching you. We're going to do some stenciling, making our alternative, our first one from the card kit, Sweet Sunflowers. And by the way, it's a beautiful kit, but it's all sold out. So if you wanted it, I'm sorry. If you want the next kit, you have to subscribe by September 10th. There you go. So let's go down the hand and let's get going. So here is the kit here. So if you didn't get it, you just missed out because you can't get them at all now. Here are the cards that we've already made. All right. Beautiful cards. My little bumblebee over there if I lose it. All right, so we're using it. All right, let me set this aside. So the first thing is I'm going to do is I want to show you what I did here to get where we're getting started. Right. So this was a card right here together. And I might have gone this way. Cardstock. Like this, and all I did is I cut off 1/4 of an inch from here, and I cut off, let's see if you can see me, hello Jennifer, and I cut 1/4 of an inch off there. So all I did is I've done it like this here because when we get through with what we're doing today, I'll just put this in a box, we'll make that something else, is we're going to be sit up here and put this on. This is in the kit, and I'm just going to put this on top of here. So in order to see that green, it's going to help pick up some of the stuff in the card we're making. I needed to do that. I need to size it down just a little bit. Okay? So that's why we did that. So first I want to show you the stenciling that we're going to do. This is actually, see if you can see it, it's a honeycomb that's in the kit for design. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use it as a stencil. And we're just going to lightly do this, okay? So this is the color soft suede that came in the kit. And I'll show you it. People always think, if you do it, it's going to be real heavy. It's not, right? And I don't want it real heavy. I just want to get a little bit of the ink off, but then I'm just going to brush it across the stencil here. It's just going to make a light little honeycomb in the background. At the same time, it is definitely coloring the honeycomb here, and if I wanted to use it later for a different color. See, I'm just going to get a light stencil, and that's all I really want. So you can easily use this stuff from the kit. And it'll dry on here so I can still use it as a colored honeycomb if I wanted to. But I want to just use it as a stencil just to show you how you could do some stenciling, just to get some subtle background. And see, I rubbed my fingers across it and the color is still there. So I could use it as that color. Alright, but that'll go into my save for future using leftover stuff. Okay, so we're going to start building our card here. It won't take that long, right? Because all we're doing is we're going to be doing some stamping. We're going to stamp our sunflowers right here. And I'm going to get the yellow on first, and then we'll come back and we'll get this soft suede color on. So I'm going to at least get my sunflowers here readied up. So I'm going to put 2 of them in this card. So these were just actually in the kit. And I'm just going to give it a best guess shot because it's going to look nice anyway you go. It sort of gives it a whole nice little 3D look when you do that. Looks like you got a lot of petals on there. And then we'll just do it again. And I never worry about the color. People say, well, it doesn't matter. Go outside and look at any flower and you will see that they're all different. They may be the same flower, but they're all kind of look a little different, right? Nothing looks exactly the same as the other. And same thing here. I'm just going to twist it, estimate about where it's going to go. And then we're just going to put the center in it. And I'm going to set that aside because I need to clean my stamp. So I got enough leftover blocks between kits and paper pumpkin that I can sit there and have more than one block. So that's one thing that's important, is always just save your stuff, right? So if you decide to get a kit, it's not a paper pumpkin, it's fine. Then what you do is just save the block, right? And that way you get more blocks. And I just did that so I could have 2 different colors. And I'm just going to set that aside for the moment. Okay, so the other thing that I'm going to stamp on here, and this is mossy green. I'm going to stamp a couple leaves here just in the background. It'll be a soft, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. Like I said, if you save your ink spots from previous kits, you'll accumulate colors. Now when you store these, be sure to store them down so your ink is ready to go. And you can see I put a little thing there so I can know what color's in here. Okay, see, that's what that looks like. First stamp, and here's a stamp off. So I'm going to actually use the stamp off here because I want it to be subtle. I want my focus to be on my sunflowers and not necessarily the leaves, but I do want the leaves in the background, right? So I'll just add some nice little accent to it. So I'm just going to stamp once, and then I'm going to stamp off. And we'll just do it a couple more times. I'm going to stamp on, and then I'm going to stamp off over here. And then I'm just going to do one more, so I have at least 3 in here. And stamp on, and I'm just going to stamp off over here. Now see, I'm not really worried, right? Because the fact is I'm going to add these flowers, and it's just going to cover some of this up. So, but it's the whole thing about adding depth. So if you want to just lay out your flowers, this is in the kit. These are just already die cut. Just going to sort of lay them out to see how I would think I would like them. So they'll look like, see I've got my leaves in the background, so it gives you the 3D look, and that's what we're wanting. And then I'm just going to put some down here. Okay, so I'm just going to use some dimensionals of this. I'm going to use some small dimensionals. Just a second here. I have tons of them, but I'm thinking it's the big ones. Alright, let me just get them all out of here. I got tons of them right here, and it's like, really? Okay. Yes, I have my leftover ones, but I try to use up the stuff I have already before I open and get into something else new. So I'm just going to put them on there. I'm not going to do it everywhere, right? I just want to get on the leaves, the big leaves. And I'm going to want to get it on this top little flower too. Because these actually, just to let you know and show you, that's what you have to look out for. See how these are very, very thin? So it makes it delicate, and that's what makes it very nice. But at the same time, you want to be careful so you don't tear it off. Because I think I have torn one off. Okay? So just be careful and delicate with it. It is delicate. But that's what makes it, right? That's what makes the whole thing. This fact you've got the delicacy, and it's very pretty. Alright, we're going to put this one on dimensionals. Get my little square there out of the way. So yes, if you're out there, be sure to say hello, make a comment, replay, it doesn't matter. You know, that's where we get our drawings that we do at the end of the month. And we had a lot of names in the drawing. So many, so we might end up rethinking if we want to do it more than once a month. We're still once a month right now, but we may do some on YouTube since there's so many people. And we like it. We like it for you to watch, and we like for your comments, but you know what? We want to be sure to give everybody something, right? If we can. Alright, so just keep on. I'm just keeping on, right? I'm getting them on here, and then I'm going to get my sunflowers on here. And then really and truly, it's just a matter of getting a tag with a message on it, right? Because I'm going to have my sunflowers. And then we'll add a few bees. I got my bees already out here, ready, hanging out. But you can see that we've just got the light, just a light right here. We've gone in and did our stenciling. Okay, it just gives a little extra something. And then we're going to put these down over here. And I'm going to put this one down on lower dimensionals, and I'm going to put this one up on higher dimensionals, just so I have depth. I really don't want to hide my flower. Now, if I wanted to, I could sit there and make it where the sunflower sort of goes in between that there. And see how that just gives it a nice little height there? If I do that, I almost try to use a large dimensional now. So I'm just going to put one behind here, fill it off, and there you go. Now that came over a little bit. If it goes over on my card, then I'm just going to trim it off, right? I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I like it where it's at. And I'm not going to change it. Oops. Because it's about sweet sunflowers, right? So I'm getting my sunflowers in here. And we're just crossing them over too, right? There you go. So you can do them any way you want. And then I have my tag. So on my tag here, I was debating, so we'll see here. I was debating either do it like this, but I think it blends too much. So I'm just going to flip it over. Alright? So all you got to do is just flip it over. I'm going to ink it up and stamp. I have choices. I'm going to go ahead and use the Mossy Meadow from the previous kit, because basically that's sort of my cardstock. This can be the background here. It's not cardstock. It's actually the card base in the kit itself. I shouldn't say it because my cardstock is usually when I add the extra stuff, right? And give to my customers. So when they subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. So if you subscribe, I do the same thing for you. Okay, so here I don't have to do any dimensionals, right? Because everything's pretty high up. So all I'm going to do, the kit does have glue dots, I believe. Yeah. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my tape runner though, because I have it handy and I can do that. So I'm not going to cover up my sunflower, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to capture the bottom of both of them, right? Because everything else has height and it's going to keep it up there for me. But I just want to make sure it's there. And that's really at the edge, okay? So let's see how that's going to look right here. Okay, so see, it'll hang just a little bit on the actual sunflower, which I can trim off, right? Okay, so on here, if I should have gone ahead and put this down first, but I didn't. So I'm still going to go use my tape runner. I can use the dots. If I use the glue dots, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you just put those glue dots on. So sometimes I build from here and the card itself. Other times I just build it from here. Okay, and I'm just going to put this on. So the kit does have ribbon, but I'm not going to add any ribbon today because I don't think I need it. But I am going to add these little bumblebees. And some of them I'm going to put on dimensional, some I'm not. So this little guy is going on dimensional because I'm actually going to put him out here. Right? I'm just going to put that one out there. And the other ones, I'm going to put one here. So this one here, I'm just going to use a little bit. A glue dot would really work great. I've used my tape runner. So I'm just going to put one right here. And actually, it reminds me of all the bumblebees we got going on right now. Bumblebees. Well, we do have some bumblebees, but not a whole lot right now. But what we do have, I have hummingbirds and butterflies actually coming, trying to come out, looking for something that's got moisture in it. Just gonna put that right there, okay? So I've got my 3 bees on there, and I've got the card right here. So all I'm gonna do with that extra that hangs over is we're going to just trim it off. Like this here, you just flip it over. I'll open the card here to make it easier, and I'm just going to come down and trim along that edge, because this is designed to go right into the envelope, and sunflowers to make that a little difficult. Okay, so I just trimmed it off, right? We did the stenciling right here, just nice and light. I am going to add just a touch of Wink of Stella because I can. And I'm going to do it actually on all the flowers. It's not that hard, it's just a little swipe. And it just gives it that little extra moisture look, right? I'm not perfect about it. I just sort of dabble it all around because that's all I really need. You know, it's just, for me, it's reminding you that you got dew, a fresh morning, or if you get a fresh rain, which we hopefully are going to get, it'll show up really nice and gets a little bit of sparkle. And if you do it sideways, you can see the sparkle just a little bit. But we call it fairy dust. It's really Wink of Stella. Fairy dust always sounds good when I'm with the princesses. And I just sort of dabble it anywhere I want. It's not like it's flooding out, but if you turn it sideways, you can see the sheen. Just this little bit of a sheen that gives it just a little sparkle. So there you go. Here's a very quick and simple card to create from the kit. So I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please be sure to share with your friends and others. And you know, if you want to replay, we're out there on YouTube, and we also post the cards that we make on Instagram and Pinterest. And hopefully this Sunday you will have a blog available to go and get the information of what we use to put them together. How does that sound? All right. So be blessed and go out there and create, share, and give, because that's what it's all about. And if you want to get your own spooky treats kit, then you need to be sure to sign up by September the 10th, right? Because they sell out, they sell out. So you can't get it then if you want it. All right, so be blessed, and see you next week on Teach Me Nana with Judy Allen here in San Antonio, Texas. Bye.